It was May 6th, 2010, a day that would become one of the strangest in financial history. Within minutes, over $1 trillion vanished from the U.S. stock market. Apple's shares fell to a single cent. Procter & Gamble rocketed to $100,000 a share. Traders froze in disbelief. The Dow Jones plunged nearly 1,000 points, only to rebound just as quickly. For a few terrifying moments, Wall Street looked like it had been hacked by ghosts. Phones rang, alarms screamed, brokers shouted, but nobody had an answer. The most shocking part? The man who triggered this chaos wasn't in New York. He wasn't a Wall Street tycoon or hedge fund genius. He was a lone trader, sitting in his childhood bedroom in a modest London suburb. No private jets, no trading floor, just a brain wired for numbers and an aging computer humming by the window. His name was Navinder Singh Sarao, and his story would expose a truth far scarier than fraud, that the global financial system could be brought to its knees by one man and a few lines of code. Chapter 1. The Math Prodigy from Hounslow. Navinder's teachers remembered him as brilliant and baffling. He could solve advanced equations effortlessly, but often struggled to explain how he knew the answers. It was intuition, not process. He saw numbers the way artists see color, not as symbols, but sensations. When the class took exams, he finished first and spent the rest of the time correcting the teacher's mistakes. When classmates teased him for being strange, he didn't respond with anger, only quiet confusion. Social cues were puzzles he could never quite decode. His father, Harbans, drove a taxi. His mother, Mohinder, worked long shifts as a seamstress. They saved every pound for their children's education, hoping one day Navinder would become an engineer or doctor. Instead, he became fascinated by the ticker tape of CNBC News that flickered across their old television. He'd copy down the moving numbers into notebooks, trying to find patterns between prices, time, and emotion. His mother would shake her head. "Beta, go play outside. You'll go blind staring at those numbers." But to him, the market wasn't random. It was alive. Years later, he would tell investigators, "It's all about rhythm. You can feel when it's about to move. Like a heartbeat." Chapter 2. The Obsession Begins. Navinder didn't start with millions. He started with £25,000, savings, and a small loan. His setup was humble: 2 second-hand monitors, an aging tower PC, and an internet connection that occasionally froze when planes flew overhead. He would eat the same meal every day, toast, tea, and beans, to save time and money. His routine never changed. Wake at dawn, stretch his fingers, log in, and immerse himself in the data stream. Other traders used teams of analysts. Navinder used pattern recognition burned into his brain. He could spot micro-movements, flickers invisible to most humans, and anticipate when automated systems would overreact. But soon, the market changed faster than any human could follow. High-frequency traders with supercomputers were shaving profits down to milliseconds. Navinder realized he couldn't outspeed them, but he could outthink them. His custom-built spoofing program became his secret weapon. He wrote endless lines of code, tweaking every variable by hand. The software placed huge fake orders, creating the illusion of demand or panic, then canceled them just before execution. Wall Street's bots, programmed to chase momentum, fell for it every time. They'd buy or sell in a frenzy, and Navinder would quietly take the opposite side, making tiny, consistent profits. Pennies multiplied thousands of times a day. Soon, he was making millions. But his life remained unchanged. Same house, same room, same teacup. No luxury cars, no watches, no vacations. His wealth existed only as numbers on a screen, and numbers were all he cared about. Chapter 3. The day Wall Street fell, May 6th, 2010. The day began like any other. Navinder logged in at 8 a.m. London time, checked his charts, and began running his algorithm. Across the Atlantic, tension rippled through markets as Greece's debt crisis worsened. At first, his spoofing looked ordinary, but the timing was catastrophic. The market was already fragile, full of automated systems tuned to maximum sensitivity. Navinder's fake sell orders appeared enormous, hundreds of contracts, layered strategically to look like panic selling. HFT firms saw the phantom orders and began dumping real positions to stay ahead of the drop. Within seconds, the algorithms were feeding off each other, each reacting to the next like mirrors reflecting mirrors. On trading floors, chaos erupted. Monitors flashed red. Traders screamed across desks. CNBC anchors tried to explain what was happening, but no one understood. "Is this a terrorist attack?" one analyst shouted. Another whispered, "The market's gone rogue." In London, Navinder remained calm, sipping tea. His software flashed green, indicating profit. To him, it was just another volatile session. When he logged off hours later, he had no idea he'd just become part of financial folklore. By the end of that day, $1 trillion in value had momentarily disappeared. The event would forever be known as the Flash Crash. Chapter 4. The Manhunt and Media Frenzy. For years, regulators couldn't find the cause. The crash seemed supernatural, a perfect digital storm. But deep inside trade data, one signature pattern stood out. A single trader repeatedly layering and canceling orders at lightning speed. In 2015, the trail led to Hounslow. When agents arrived, neighbors watched in confusion. Police vans surrounded a modest brick house near the airport flight path. Inside, Navinder opened the door wearing sweatpants, surprised by the noise. He didn't resist. He simply asked, "Is this about my trades?" Investigators searched his room, outdated hardware, piles of papers, and a handwritten list of trading strategies taped to the wall. No offshore accounts, no luxury items. Just notebooks filled with formulas and half-finished code. When the story hit the news, it exploded. Headlines screamed, "The Hound of Hounslow, the man who crashed Wall Street from his bedroom." Talk shows mocked him. Documentaries painted him as both genius and villain. But behind the spectacle, few grasped the real message, that the system itself had been flawed, and Navinder merely revealed it. Even US regulators privately admitted, if it wasn't him, it would have been someone else. The market was built to break. Chapter 5. The Fallen Legacy. Navinder spent months in a small cell, awaiting extradition. He didn't complain. He passed the time writing algorithms in his head and helping other inmates understand math. When questioned by prosecutors, he spoke plainly. Greater than, "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I was just trying to win the game." Psychiatrists diagnosed him with Asperger's syndrome. His actions weren't driven by greed, but by obsession, the need to solve the unsolvable puzzle. In 2020, after years of legal battles, he avoided prison by cooperating with authorities. He returned to quiet obscurity. His parents, aging and protective, never spoke of it again. Today, Wall Street has faster computers, stricter rules, and circuit breakers meant to prevent another flash crash. Yet experts admit the system still runs on the same fragile logic, automated reflexes, feeding off illusion. The flash crash wasn't just a market failure. It was a warning that human greed had merged with machine logic, creating a creature too fast to control. Navinder Singh Sarao didn't steal billions. He didn't hack a system. He simply held up a mirror and showed the world what its creation had become. If you love learning about the people and moments that changed history, subscribe to our channel for more historical stories every week.